If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. It's a beautiful quote quoted by John Quincy Adams. So, with this quote, I would like to begin our talk show named Conversation with Consultants. Good evening, everyone. I am Aditi Jain, Strategic Alliance Advisor of SK Associates and Group, and your host for today's talk show.
Hello everyone, I'm Shrishti Singh, the Head of Public Relations at SK Associates and Group. It's my pleasure to host this show with Aditi.
Before we begin our talk show, let me briefly introduce SK Associates and Group. We are an ISO certified management consulting firm registered under the MSMED Act 2006 with the Government of India. Our mission is to provide consulting services to student entrepreneurs globally, covering areas such as compliance, operations, marketing, research and development, human capital, strategy, and operations. Our passion lies in helping these budding entrepreneurs bring their dreams to life and contribute to global economic growth.
Entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change and innovation. It's a powerful force that can reshape industries, transform lives, and make the world a better place. We are committed to supporting student entrepreneurs on their journey, equipping them with the tools, knowledge, and network they need to succeed.
Now, before we begin our show, let's take a moment to introduce our guest for today. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome Ms. Vandana Tolani, founder and CEO Convento, to this special event. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are thrilled to have you share this momentous occasion with us.
Thank you so much, and I feel very humbled to be invited here to give a speaker session, and I hope I can give some takeaways today for everyone, and maybe some of you can get inspired through my journey.
Surely, ma'am, we welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, so the first question to you is how do you approach building and nurturing relationships with clients in the wealth management sector?
See, I had my own family office fund in Singapore and Jakarta for over 15 years, and this is my 10th year back in India. I did investments and then I went back to advisory. I'm connected with PEs, VCs, angels, HNIs. There are lots of HNIs in India and all over abroad who are unable to manage their wealth. You know, we help them invest in the right kind of companies and also help them manage their wealth. Uh, we usually, what we do is that since we have been in the industry for over 25 years, we get a lot of referrals from many people. Apart from this, we also get a lot of cold calling messages on LinkedIn and our website. So this is how we maintain relationships with essentially uh, all the HNIs. We also help small size, medium size, large size companies with their investments. So what we have done is we have helped 185 companies in 40 countries up till now. We've also helped 4 to 5 VC funds with their fundraise. We are also on the board of a few funds and we advise them as to how they can run their fund. So essentially, this is all what we do as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.
So what strategies do you employ to stay informed and navigate the ever-changing landscape of financial markets?
See, we have to be updated all the time with so much going on in the market. I read a lot of Economic Times. We read Financial Express, all the news that goes around the world. So every morning I give some time to reading. Apart from which, every evening I get some time from reading. Also, we are very well connected in the finance space. So what happens is that we have a lot of peers that keep us informed also. Hey, this is happening. Hey, that happened. So essentially, we automatically also get updated at times. That's how we keep ourselves updated. Apart from this, I do a lot of events in colleges, IITs, IIMs, big and small universities, corporates. So when the Q&A is going on, or maybe I'm discussing a PPT where I'm answering a few questions, automatically the interaction boils up so much that even if I'm not updated about anything, somebody will jump up and start talking about it. Yeah.
Thank you for highlighting it.
Thank you.
Ma'am, in your opinion, what are some common misconceptions about wealth management and how do you address them?
See, I'll tell you, the first misconception is that women cannot manage money, and women cannot be on boards of VC funds. I have seen women on boards of VC funds essentially, and I have seen them that they are not the decision makers. Behind them, the decision makers are the men. So first misconception is this. Second misconception is, that lot of people, they don't understand how you're supposed to manage, people's wealth, help them with the right kind of investments, not help them, not make them burn the money. So we had a few people who were buying cars with the investors' money, who were treating cancer with the investors' money, and because they didn't know how to manage the money after even getting the investments. So essentially, we guide them with a lot of support. We advise them as to where to use the money, where not to use the money. So even if they want to buy a car, sometimes they call us and ask us that whether they should buy this car. At times, they even ask funny questions as to what should be the color of the car. So then it gets really funny. But people do ask us whether they should be doing certain things or not doing certain things, where they should be investing. Like people do call me MDs of the funds and ask me if they should be investing in a certain kind of a startup or no, and then we do guide them. So what happens is that you know I think more women need to step into this space and help people manage their money. There are already a few CFOs, women CFOs that have come up in the finance space, and they are helping a lot of people manage the money. So it's very important that these things are not repetitive, like essentially that women cannot manage the money, or they should not be on the board of a fund, or be able to make a decision as to how to do this. So this is the major misconception that happens around it. Also, people think that we are some kind of a bank. If we are into wealth management and all, we are not actually a bank. We are the advisors. So I think that misconception that we are some kind of a bank, and uh, we are trying to make them invest in uh, you know asset products, etc. So essentially, we are not a bank. We are just advisors. We help them. Ultimately, it's the founder's decision, or the HNI's decision, where they want to use the money. We can only advise them that maybe you should not, use it here, or maybe you should do it here, or I wouldn't advise you. And then if they really respect us, they do consider our request, but ultimately it's their call. Like we've had VC funds call us and ask us that if they can put in a 35 crore in a company, and when we have said no, they've actually gone and put the money and burnt it, because next day that company shuts down. So these are the kind of small incidents that happen.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting it.
Well said. So, could you discuss the importance of financial literacy, particularly for women, and any initiatives you are involved to promote it?
See, firstly, it all begins from home. The pink should not be for girls, and the blue should not be for boys. Soccer should not be for girls, and cooking and dolls should not be for uh, you know girls. So essentially, this is where we need to start off with, and this is the barrier which begins from home, helping the girls in the family to recognize their skills. Like sometimes girls get very underconfident and they're not able to recognize their skills. Now, normally, if you've seen any household, it is said that girls, need to be dependent on money, about money on their father, brother, or families. Also, they are all the time they are being told not to do this, not to do that, which breaks their confidence. So I think that should stop. Second thing is that even in colleges, one should encourage each other to recognize skill sets, because sometimes we land up into jobs and careers in which we are a misfit, and nobody's telling us that, okay, hey, this is your skill, maybe you should pursue this, and you're in a confused state of mind. That is another thing. Even in corporates this happens. One must totally believe in yourself, and take a leap forward, not let the decisions or impose people who impose decisions on you, affect you. Essentially, you should have your own thoughts that what is it that is working best for you. Now, one must, at a very early age, learn how to save money, how much to spend money, how to, what to spend on, what not to spend on. What happens is nowadays, if you see, there are lots of shopping apps. uh, you know there are lots of things that one might want to do. So you must be able to identify what is necessary, what is not necessary, whether you should be spending money on this or no, whether you should not be spending. Now this is an education which needs to be imparted on the girls and women from the very start. Children look upon to us as kids, and they do what we do. So you can take your girl child to shop, and then educate her about how to shop, what to buy, what not to buy from a very early age. By the time before 18, there should be some lesson given on financial literacy, because after 18 you can have your own bank accounts, you can make your own decisions, etc. After 18 you get your bank accounts, etc. So that is very important, how to save money, where to save money. Marriage shouldn't be the goal of a woman. The goal should be being financially independent, fully financially independent before you choose a life partner. So you are able to make a decision on your own that after marriage you are not dependent on anybody. Even way before marriage, when you start working, you shouldn't be dependent on your father or your brother. You should be able to make your own decisions when it comes to money matters. So this is very, very important. And from the beginning, where to put in the money, how to do, whether to put in stocks, whether to put in mutual funds, whether to put in all this education needs to be imparted. If you need to take an extra lesson, with somebody to do this, do take it. Read some good books on how to manage money. Keep yourself updated. It's very, very important. Many times women don't know anything. Then, even if they are entrepreneurs, the money is being managed by their husband or somebody else in the team. So that shouldn't, if you need, that shouldn't stop you or from growing or doing things. You have to take charge of your own finances from a very early start and have enough savings so that at any point in time, anything can happen. And you should be able to have enough savings to be able to run yourself or have a journey of your own in which you can do a lot of things which you have dreamt about.
Very well said. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, what role do you believe technology plays in the future of wealth management, and how are you leveraging it in your practice?
See, there are a lot of fintech companies, there are a lot of AI tools that have come into place. There are a lot of so many tools that have come into place that technology plays a very, very important role in everything. Having digital payment systems, I can relate to when demonetization happened. Many of us didn't know how to use Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, all these digital banking systems. When we were forced to use, Paytm was way before demonetization happened. It didn't suddenly come when demonetization happened. It was way before, but nobody wanted to use it because they didn't understand the importance of it. When we were forced to use it, we started using it, and here we are. Today we can roam around cashless, auto men, vegetable men, for almost all businesses or something, some small payment transfer. People are using Paytm or UPIs. Then COVID happened. Again, COVID happened. Many of us didn't know how to use Zoom, Google Meet, StreamYard, all these AirMeet, all these platforms that already existed for meetings, but people had not used them until COVID happened. Then, when COVID happened, people started using technology frequently. Then, Blinkit came. People started ordering grocery online, medicines online. Everything became at the press of a button. Now, automation is very, very important in today's world. Technology is important. One must be upgraded all the time with different technologies and must be proactive, progressive to adapt those technologies and accept it and move on with try to utilize those technologies in our daily life. If we don't do this, then we are only losing out, and we are away from doing things automatically and making our things fast at work. So I think it's very, very important. Technology plays an important role in all aspects of life. If you see, a lot of AI tools have come up, a lot of marketing tools have come up on WhatsApp, and so many other. If you've noticed, if a D2C brand, if you buy a D2C brand, suddenly you start getting automated WhatsApp messages. Did you use the product, or how was it, or etc. Do you want to buy more? Have you seen those automated bots of WhatsApp that comes up?
Yes, ma'am, it comes.
Yeah.
It comes, ma'am.
So people are automating everything and wanting to create a system which they can manage. So if even if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have a team, you can actually automate things and manage everything.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
How do you prioritize ethical considerations and responsible investing principles in your wealth management strategies?
See, I always believe in being as ethical as possible. We do a lot of due diligence before, uh, we pick up any uh, thing, especially in wealth management or any startup or any fundraising activity. It's very, very important that at the end of the day, we are sleeping with a peaceful mind that, we haven't done anything wrong. Now, it's very important to be firm, to put your foot down at things which you think are not acceptable, whether it's with behaviors, whether it is with, investing money in a certain place, whether it's with running your own business, whether it is with doing things in the right manner. I think this will really, help us to even progress. Because if we are unethical, we can, essentially uh, make progress on a short term basis. But if we are ethical, we will do long term work, in the coming years. So, the first lesson that which I've been giving to many people is, before you start anything, do read the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Because if you read this book, you will have a very clear mind. You will have a mind that is doing right things in the right direction. You will attract good opportunities, and you will be able to do things very authentically. Now, there are a lot of HNIs that don't have clean money. We don't, tie up with those HNIs. We only tie up with those HNIs who are very big businessmen, who have made two, three businesses, and they don't know actually how to manage their money, especially when it comes to investing in startups. So we do help them with the right kind of choices. Also, sometimes they want to do something, and like investment in a real estate, or investment in mutual funds, or investments in, buying something which is cost a lot. Then they take our guidance.
Thank you for sharing.
Ma'am, what advice would you give to us aspiring women leaders who are interested in pursuing a career in wealth management?
See, firstly, all the women leaders need to believe that they are quite capable of managing their own wealth and anybody's wealth. That's the first lesson. The second lesson is that, uh, you know, have your mandates always in place, and things signed up properly with any person that you are engaging with. Anybody who wants to pursue career in investment banking, finance, or wealth management, or being an advisor at a VC board, they must be well versed with the finance industry. They should do, the right kind of education to pick up this stream. Work for 2 years at least in a corporate before you start something on your own. This is a lesson which one needs to learn. Make sure that everything is, all your agreements are very hardcore and strict agreements, that nobody can play around with those agreements. This is very, very important. And also, always pay forward. So when I say pay forward, open doors for other women. As you open doors for other women, automatically more doors open for you. So I think it's very important to, to make believe that women can manage money, women can be in the finance world. If you see, we still see very few women in the finance space compared to, uh, the male subordinates. women should step into this space, be brave enough to take up a challenge. And it is yeah, really a unique space. Will get to learn a lot, not only about themselves, about a lot in the finance space. So, and people think that women waste money in shopping and beauty and other stuff. Then this is a give back that it's not like that. Women can do a lot of other things. They don't really burn money in these things, but they are actually also intellectual beings. So that's what I think.
Thank you for sharing the tips, ma'am.
So, can you share any memorable success stories or impactful moments from your career?
Uh, yes, I want to share a lot of stories. So I was the top 10 women leaders in wealth management 2021. My brand Convanto comes under the top 10 women entrepreneur brands along with Nika. I was awarded by Dr. Kiran Bedi to be the best financial institution in supporting startups in India. And this I had got, there were five male investment bankers in the room, and out of which I had got this. So I really felt that I have done something right. I was also the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2021 and 2023. World Women Congress had awarded me to be a global woman leader. So, when I started um, helping companies, I had helped about a five of them, and soon, by 10 years, I reached 185. So I felt that I have really, that I think I've done something to be able to receive so much recognition. And it just made me pat myself, because there was a point when I didn't believe in myself actually. And I thought that I can't do anything. And this was when I left abroad and I came back to India with my two kids. Uh, I thought I cannot do anything and I don't know anything. So for some time, I would just sit with myself and I'm saying, like, what should I do? And then when slowly I started pulling myself up and doing things, and I just sat one day with myself and I realized that, oh, I can do. So, so then this I felt was a great impact, because people did call me with a lot of names, and they thought that I cannot do anything. So when I started achieving, people who stopped talking to me actually started texting me and congratulating me. And it actually gave me a lot of validation, and people started believing that, okay, she's capable, and I also started believing, okay, I am capable. So I think this was very impactful, because being so timid and being a woman and having two kids and being able to achieve it, just uh, you know it was just something impossible which became possible. So I think I have made some impact, if not much. Of course, I have not reached the level of how what all the women in Shark Tank are doing, but I think I've made some impact somewhere. So even whether it's with startups, whether it's with large size companies, whether it's with medium sized companies, whether it's with VCs, whether it's with inspiring women, whether it's with inspiring students, I think some impact I have created already in the ecosystem.
Exactly, really inspiring.
Ma'am, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance while navigating the demands of a leadership role in finance?
See, what I do is that I only work 10 to 6 from Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, I avoid working. I detox myself from gadgets, I detox myself from everything, and then I start again. It's very important not to be an extremist about anything, whether it's eating, whether it's sleeping, whether it's working, or whether it's enjoying. Everything needs to be, or even spirituality, everything needs to be a total balance. You can become successful if you're a balanced person. Like you have to prioritize your health, it's very important. You need to have 8 hours of sleep. You need to do some exercises. You need to drink a lot of water, have good food, you know, um, be less agitated and angry, and be more calm. The more calmly you reply to people, even if you're angry, the more calmly you deal with situations, your mind will always be at peace. So I think that you have to keep training your mind that nothing in because everything is inside us, not in the 3D world. So how much ever you balance your inner self, automatically your outer becomes all right. So that's one thing which I do. I do a lot of seva for the poor. We twice a month feed about 200 to 300 poor people. Now, why I'm sharing this is this also makes me a balanced person because it gives me gratitude. It gives me a satisfaction that I have helped somebody, and I'm in gratitude that I have food on my table. So, this is all what I do.
Thank you for sharing, ma'am.
So, what trends or shifts do you foresee in the wealth management industry in the coming years?
See, I mean, it has been wealth management or investments space. We have seen a lot of growth in the investments in the startup ecosystem in India. We have seen many unicorns come up in India. We are seeing AI, ML, robotics, D2C brands coming up. Each day, some investment or the others happening. I feel EdTech has lost its charm, and people don't want to invest too much in EdTech and too much in FinTech now. In whatever investments had to happen, it's happening mostly during the COVID time in these two spaces. Now everybody wants to do health tech, AI, robotics, D2C, different kinds of D2C brands. This is what I feel. In managing wealth also, people are changing their ways, the old school thoughts, and coming up with new innovative ways to help people manage their money. Not only that, even people who want to hire wealth managers have changed their thoughts, and they are themselves automating things, as to how. See, there are also people who have the money, but they don't have the education. So there could be a Lala type of company that doesn't have that much education. So I think those people need more help, and they also need to be recognized that they have done so much work. uh, Essentially. So I can see a lot of technology coming up, lot of marketing and AI tools coming up. In the trends that I see, and I also see a lot of VCs changing their thesis and becoming more flexible in their approach. If you typically see VCs are not doing due diligence, basically the due diligence is, I had a VC friend. He didn't want the founder to waste money on tying up with a due diligence company. So he actually went to the company and did the due diligence himself, so that he doesn't make the founder waste so much money on due diligence. So I think different kinds of approaches and smart moves, faster moves are happening. People are converting deals on Zoom calls by asking several questions and taking so many documentation from the founders. So I think everybody is trying to be progressive and proactive in their approach, being more open-minded about a lot of things, which is helping them further to fast track their processes. There are a lot of there is a startup that we had done in the legal space. Now there are apps in which lawyers can tie up with clients, and clients can get the necessary information from those apps. So that has also been automated. So I think everything is becoming more automated. Soon you might see apps on HNIs and wealth management firms, etc. And having something like maybe Astro Talk.
Exactly. Thank you for highlighting.
Ma'am, what inspired you to enter the world of international and domestic business advisory, fundraising, and how did your journey lead to the founding of Convento?
See, since childhood, I read a lot of business news. I never wanted to work under somebody. I always wanted to do my own thing. So I was 15 years in Singapore and Jakarta, heading my own VC fund. Now, when I came back to India, I thought I don't know any other work besides finance. I started doing small investments in small D2C brands. And then I thought that maybe I should just go back to advisory. So this was the thought process, and create an investment banking firm which would be led by a female founder and which would be doing a lot of work for everybody, for men and women, for startups, for a lot of people. Now, in the beginning, people would call me, oh, she's a consultant, oh, she's this, oh, she's that. So I wanted to give a name to my firm, which is, like a giving back to answers to everybody. So the full form of Convanto is Consultant Vandana Tolani. So actually, the message that I sent across by having this name is okay if you call me consultant, but still I made it uh, to this level. So that's what led me to have my own firm. I had two children. I had lots on my head. I couldn't manage, a job essentially when I came back. So I thought that I will have my own work wherein I can manage my kids, manage my home efficiently, and manage my employees, and also manage my work at my own flexible time. So the whole idea to get into entrepreneurship was to have my own flexibility. Like when I want, I can shut down. When I want, I can do things. Uh, I so this was the whole idea, and still make an earning and living, uh, and still be a family person as well as an entrepreneur. So this was the whole idea. I didn't want to divert my attention from my children. I wanted to always be there for them and not away from them, so that I inculcate the right value systems in them and give them a good upbringing. So that's why I chose to have my own work, Convanto. My office is 10 minutes away from my home. We operate from WeWork Udyog Vihar Blue One Square building. We are a 10 members team, and this is in Gurgaon. And I do travel a lot, but I make sure that if I can do things online, and I can make work things online, I just finish it off in that manner.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing.
Not an issue.
So, with over 25 years of experience, could you share a significant challenge you faced in your career and how you overcame it, shaping your approach to business advisory?
See, challenges were many, and I think no business is perfect. Each business, each work, each job Each you know each industry that we all are in comes up with a set of challenges. It is how we deal with those challenges and make a move forward is what makes us successful and what makes us learn a lot of life lessons. The challenges that I still face today is that, uh, typically, supposing I was a male, you know, I can take my car at 9 o'clock at night and go and finish off one meeting with an investor or a firm which is available at night and come back, which typically a male would do. But I don't dare to do that. uh, I would want to finish all my work during daytime. So this is a challenge that I feel that I need to overcome it. That I need to be able to freely go and finish my work and come back without thinking about my safety. So this is one thing that I've always felt. Um, when motherhood is something which and that makes you also um, slow down because you have to pay attention to home. So the challenges when I came back and I had to take care of my both kids and I had to take care of work. Those times I felt like a very challenging thing that I have something in hand and I have to attend to kids and I have to decide between the two. So that was very challenging. I still face a lot of challenging situations wherein men start texting at night. They cannot wait till morning or, approach decently in during the morning hours between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Uh, some people which I refuse to work with, or maybe I have denied a deal, and the egos come in, the egos come up and they start texting bad stuff. Now we are investment bankers, right? We are helping them with their documentation, which is their pitch deck, uh, their financial model, their valuations, their business plans. Now, we had a situation where a founder, CA, had made documents and given a wrong valuation, and we tried to tell the founder that this is the incorrect valuation, but he didn't like it. So that is another challenging situation that founders don't want to listen. They want to quote a higher valuation. They don't want realistic stuff or honest opinions. When we pick up a fundraise mandate, you know, it's a mandate for 3 months. We 95% our goal is to help the founders to get them the fundraise. But it is, we cannot put a gun on the investor's head or put hands in their pocket and strangle them and say, hey, give us the money. We are a service provider. We are providing a service. Now, we have had clients where we have got them 20 to 30 meetings with investors, and still they are not getting funded because they need to change something, their strategy or something around it, for which, if they change, they might get funded. Now, there are some founders, whenever they get a rejection, they just pounce on us. We've had situations where, they start abusing on WhatsApp groups. So we have put a foot down and said, hey, this is not acceptable. So these are some of the challenging situations we face. When we pick up a mandate for 3 months, we do extend it for the fourth, fifth, and sixth month. But after 6 months, we feel that we can't do much. So, but we stay engaged with the founder and do guide them. But what they expect is that we need to give them a lifetime service. And then, they start troubling. So we have these challenges we face till today, but we've learned how to overcome it. We also helped the company with the fundraise. and of a $4 million, and they did not pay us our success fees. And we tried to chase them down for 7 to 8 months, but the founder kept on saying the money didn't come into his account, but it was already into his account. Then I realized that I need to make my agreements more stronger. So that exercise I did. So sometimes they just take us for a ride also. So these are the challenges that one faces all the time.
Thank you for highlighting certain challenges.
Ma'am, how does your role as a venture advisor with Loyal VC complement your work at Convento?
See, being on a board of a fund and advising them certainly helps us with my role in Convanto, because VC funds have come to us with their fundraise agreements, fundraise requests, apart from which, people do believe that we are able to give them some right kind of advices. And it does help me getting a lot many more assignments. So thanks to Loyal VC for taking me as an advisor. It's a very great fun to be in as an advisor. They have all their things in place and automated, and I think they help a lot of women around the world with a lot kind of different structures that they have.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing.
Being recognized as one of the top 10 women leaders in wealth management, which is a remarkable achievement. So, what strategies do you believe have been crucial in building Convento into a well known boutique investment bank in India?
The first thing is the first strategy I would say is I have been very, very honest with what I do. Whether So that is, and very authentic in the way I deal with things. This is one thing that has helped me. I could have achieved what I have achieved today in 2 years, but because I chose the right path and a slow path, that's why it took me 10 years. One is this: I always believe in sleeping peacefully. I have given my employees flexible working hours, that they can work whenever they want, but they have to finish it. I don't expect them to come 9 to 5 to work, but I expect them to finish the work on time. And even if they finish it within 3 days, then 3 days they don't want to work. It really doesn't matter. I support my women employees by giving them transportation way back home. We provide food to all our employees. We try to channelize energies of all our employees in the right direction, and guide them. This is one practice, that helps us. Apart from this, we do a lot of due diligence on any assignment that comes to us before we pick it up. And if we have to say a no, we do say no at by not picking up that assignment. We are not always saying yes to everything that comes to us. These are some of the strategies. I did get 2 days back a LinkedIn request by somebody, and this person was asking me for a meeting straight away, a physical meeting. So I told them that I cannot meet physically straight away. Let's have a Google Meet first and then understand what you want, and then maybe we can have a physical meeting. So this person didn't seem to like it. So what I always do is I have a Google Meet first, understand everything, and then if necessary, then I meet. I don't straight away go and meet somebody just because somebody is asking for a physical meet. So these are some of the things that I have implemented. We work 10 to 6 Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we take an off, we detoxify ourselves, and then again we kickstart. I made sure that, I do a lot of free speaking events. I get offers of paid speaking events as well, but I pick up more of the free ones so that I can give back some of my knowledge to the society and to the finance world and to the startups and VC funds as well. I go to all the colleges where I'm invited. I don't say no to anybody because I feel the students are young hearts and minds and they need a lot of support from people like us. So these are some of the things that we do on a regular basis. We, I still want to do D and E series deals and do a lot of podcasts and you know go on radios etc. to pass my message across.
Thank you for sharing this.
Ma'am, could you share a memorable success story of fundraising for startup, highlighting challenges faced and innovate strategies employed?
There are a lot of successful stories. We have helped lot of startups. I won't be able to take names because I have signed NDAs with these companies, and this is confidential information. But we had done a very good deal in the health tech sector, uh, which was a unique idea. So they were testing salivas of students and doing a psychometric test and deriving um, what do you call a career path for everybody. So this deal, we had a lot of success in this kind of a deal. We were able to close it within 15 days. We did have challenges because it was very new in India. Something like we have biometric tests and all, but psychometric tests, everybody thought what it is to convince the VCs, etc. It was difficult to get the due diligence in order to negotiate the term sheet, but we were able to manage this successfully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, given your experience in mentoring startups and spotting growth opportunities across a range of industries, what tools or resources would you suggest for self education and skill development for aspirants attempting to navigate the complexities of fundraising and business advisory?
See, the first step is when you're stepping into this space, you must know what is pitch deck, what is financial model, what is a business plan, how one needs to present your startup to investors. Are you tapping the wrong VCs? If it's a health startup, are you tapping a food VC? If it's a food VC, are you tapping a health VC instead of it? So you need to know what are the you know uh, right steps that you need to have an approach. Do you have the right kind of relationships with the VCs? Because all work is usually based on the kind of relationship you have and how professional is your relationship. Like, does your word matter? These are some of the things that you need to, uh, you know, take consideration into. Your actual capital is not your financial capital. Your actual capital is your human capital. Make sure that your network, you have a good network, and you're yourself a good networker, and you're practicing the right kind of networking skills. This will help you more than your financial success that you have because your actual network starts opening doors for you. So I think having these kind of practices will always help you succeed. Apart from this, that you need to understand that there are fundraising and finance space, there are 10, 12 things that are involved in it. Your pitch deck, the way you present yourself, the way you behave with investors, the way you are calm in a situation, the way you have designed your business plan, the way you are approaching the investors, you are able to accept rejections. You're not taking investors' money to burn it to buy a car or treating cancer. You are using it, somebody's hard-earned money, to multiply it and show the drive in you. So all these things you have to be very careful. You have to keep educating the founder, keep educating the VC, have conversations all the time. Be a good storyteller.
Thank you for highlighting.
Ma'am, drawing from your wealth of experience as an investment banker and advisor, what do you perceive as the most significant challenge facing the startup ecosystem and fundraising landscape in next 5 to 10 years, particularly in the context of the Indian economic growth?
See, what is happening is that it's become like a buzz thing, startup. And young children, they have ideas, but they don't have the right kind of ideas, or they've not discussed it with somebody, or taken advice, or made a business plan. Now, some of the children that came to me, they wanted to burn their parents' money to make a startup. So I think this, there are people who keep saying, I have ideas, and for decades they have burnt their hard savings of corporate into a startup which is actually not doable. And they are still into that mode. So I think one needs to be able to pivot, be humble, be grounded. Now, only when you are humble and grounded, you will be able to pivot. If if you cannot pivot, that means that you don't have that intelligent mind to switch and understand that this is not working and not chase something that is not happening, because you'll have families to run. You have to have enough money to be able to run your own self as well. So I think this should not be practiced. If you're at idea stage, make sure you've made the right kind of business plan. Make sure that you know what you're doing, and first try to bootstrap it yourself. Put in your self funds. Then take help from family and friends, and then go to VCs. So we had a startup that had come to us today. They are making saris, and uh, they have giving work to a lot of artisans. They are making handloom saris. So they are giving employment. They have bootstrapped their company. Now they are at a turnover of 2-3 crores. So this kind of thing will definitely get funded. But if you're at idea stage and even you want to take money from the investor to make your website, not show any track record yourself, then that is incorrect. You have to first prove yourself to be able to get investments. Also, try to look up for other kinds of investments like revenue based financing, which you get in 2 weeks' time, which we are associated with a lot of revenue based funds as well, and not just chase equity funds all the time. So if you think equity is not working, if you are making revenues, you can go for revenue based financing as well, and then go to equity funding. So there are different structures in which you can get yourself funded also, but try as much as possible to bootstrap uh, your startup. And if don't have so many, like there are a lot of startups, I have an idea, but they don't know, they're not, if you even have an idea and you want to progress with that idea, make sure that you have taken made a business plan, taken advice of an advisor or a mentor before you are showing to any investor, and make sure it is doable. that in 2 3 years you can do so much in it. Otherwise it's an exercise that goes into waste, and your 3 4 years just go into waste.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. So, moving ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. Vandana Tolani, founder and CEO of Convanto, for being our guest today at Conversation with Consultants. Your presence and engagement helped it to make it a success. Thank you, Ms. Vandana.
Thank you so much for having me here, and all of you, thank you so much for joining on a, Sunday evening. If any of you have questions, I can pick one or two questions if it's okay with you, Aditi and Anjali.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ask any question, please either text or
You can post it in the chat box also, or you can unmute yourself and ask me any questions.
So good evening, ma'am. This is Nilad this side.
Yeah, hello
Um,
Neelabji.
yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So if you allow me, I can use Hindi also to ask
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, sure, sure. I can speak Hindi.
Thank you so much. So मेरा सवाल ये था वंदना जी, जैसे आप बाहर भी रही हैं
हाँ
and you
जी,
have been in India also. So
जी,
आप डिफरेंस क्या देखती हैं, कल्चरल डिफरेंस, जहाँ हमारे यहाँ का जो माइंडसेट है एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने का, या बाहर में जो बच्चे इंडिपेंडेंट जल्दी हो जाते हैं,
हाँ
तो डू यू सी दैट देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल ऑल्सो, या फिर
जी।
कल्चरल डिफरेंसेस भी हैं?
हाँ, उसमें हमारे यहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा कंडीशनिंग होती है कि यही खाना है, यही पीना है, यही कपड़े पहनने हैं, ऐसे ही आपको बाहर जाना है, ऐसे ही करना है। वहाँ पे कंडीशनिंग नहीं होती, वहाँ पे हम सब पूछ के और कम्युनिकेट करते हैं। जैसे बच्चों से पूछा जाता है कि व्हाट डू यू वांट टू ईट, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू वेयर। भले वो 1 2 दिन उल्टे-फुल्टे कपड़े पहन ले, लेकिन हम उसको कहते हैं आप चूज़ करो। तो उससे क्या होता है, उनकी डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर्स में होता है। वहाँ पे कोई फोर्स फीडिंग नहीं होती कि दूध पीना ही है, भले बच्चा उल्टी कर रहा है। यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे मदर्स बच्चों को बस स्टॉप पे दूध पिलाई जा रही है, वो वॉमिट करे जा रहे हैं, उनका सुबह मन नहीं करता। तो
हम्म।
फोर्सिंग जो होता है चाइल्ड को, वो बिल्कुल गलत पेरेंटिंग होती है। आप कभी भी, चाहे आपके साथ कितने भी लोग रह रहे हो, आप किसी को किसी चीज से फोर्स ना करके उनको एडुकेट करें। जैसे अगर आप शुरू से ही बच्चों को कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस बता के चलेंगे कि अगर हम ये करेंगे तो ये होगा, हम ये करेंगे तो ये होगा, तो उनको चॉइसेस मिलती है और वो राइट थिंग्स पिक करते हैं। अगर आप उनको हर चीज कंडीशनिंग करेंगे कि आपको ऐसे ही करना है, आप ऐसे ही, आपके माइंड में आप ऐसे ही थिंग्स करोगे, तो बच्चे कंडीशनड हो जाते हैं, फिर वो अपना डिसीजन खुद नहीं ले पाते हैं, फिर वो अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट किड्स होते हैं और कंट्रोलिंग, ओवर कंट्रोलिंग होती है। यहाँ वहां नहीं होती है कि हर चीज में आप कंट्रोल करें, वहां कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस समझाओ। ये एक
जी।
होता है बैरियर। दूसरा है यहाँ के जैसे अभी आप सिंगापुर में देखेंगे तो वहां हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ के लॉज थोड़े से ज़्यादा फ्लेक्सिबल हैं। यहाँ पे गिफ्ट सिटी में अब लॉज थोड़े फ्लेक्सिबल हो रहे हैं काफ़ी सारे, और बहुत सारे लोग वहाँ पे जैसे दुबई का फ्री जोन है, वैसे गिफ्ट सिटी हमारा इंडिया में बन रहा है, वो भी है। लेकिन अभी भी बहुत लोग होल्डिंग कंपनी सिंगापुर में क्रिएट करते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे वहाँ टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन की वजह से, एक तो वो है। आप सिंगापुर में रहोगे, आप अपना घर का दरवाजा खोल के जा सकते हो, आपके घर में चोरी नहीं होगी। आप कुछ भी पहन के वॉक कर सकते हो, आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी। लेकिन आप यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते, यहाँ पे आप थोड़ा सा रिस्ट्रिक्टेड चलते हो। कोई भी लड़की जो उबर में जाएगी यहाँ पे, वो डर डर के जाती है कि उबर वाला शीशे से देख रहा होगा, या वो थोड़ा मिसबिहेव करेगा। तो वो माइंड अपने वर्क पे फोकस करने के बदले चैन से वो ये फोकस करेगी कि ड्राइवर मुझे कहीं भगा तो नहीं ले जा रहा। ये
हम्म।
सब फैक्टर्स यहाँ पे होते हैं जो वहां नहीं होते। आपको वहां बार बार गूगल मैप नहीं देखना पड़ता कि ड्राइवर आपको राइट जगह ले जा रहा है, क्योंकि वो आपको राइट जगह ही पहुंचा देगा, चाहे वो दुबई हो चाहे वो सिंगापुर। मैं दुबई होके आई थी, मुझे दुबई में एक बहुत बड़े इवेंट में इनवाइट किया था। तो मुझे वहां पे बिल्कुल फियरफुल नहीं लगा, बिकॉज वहां सब आराम से अपना काम करते हैं और सब काम से मतलब रखते हैं। यहाँ मैं कहीं पे भी जाती हूँ तो मुझे थोड़ा सा फेयर रहता ही है, कहीं पे भी जाने से पहले। यहाँ मुझे 10 बारी सोचना पड़ता है, तो ये थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है। और बच्चों को ना बिल्कुल एक जैसा ब्रिंग अप करें, चाहे वो गर्ल हो चाहे वो बॉय हो, और सबको
मैं इसी
सब
सवाल
काम।
पे भी आने वाला था आप पे
हाँ जी,
कि
जैसे सब। जी जी, क्या कह
जो
रहे थे आप?
जो जो एक कहीं लाइनें मैंने पढ़ी थी कि नारी ही नारी की दुश्मन है।
जी जी।
ये मतलब नॉट टू बी टेकन इन डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट। होता क्या है कि अभी बदलाव तो बहुत आया है पहले से,
हाँ
लेकिन
जी।
फिर भी अभी भी अ, कई परिवारों में देखता हूँ जहाँ पे एक डिफरेंशिएशन रहता है।
हाँ
इवन जो हमारा जो आपने बोला ना माइंडसेट रहा है इतने सालों का कि
हाँ
किचन के काम में लड़की गर्ल्स डॉटर इन्वॉल्व होंगी, बॉयज को जो है बाहर के काम करने हैं। बिकॉज
हाँ
इवन आई ट्राइड चेंजिंग द कल्चर एट माई होम
हाँ
टू मेक इट रिवर्स।
हाँ
तो लेकिन ये है कि जो एक ब्रॉडर पर्सपेक्टिव में देखा जाए तो शायद हमारे इंडियन पेरेंट्स एक तो ओवर प्रोटेक्टिव रहते हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए, तो इसलिए वो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं बन पाते।
हाँ।
दूसरा जो ये डिफरेंशिएशन जो है घर में ही जब शुरू होता है तो वो इट कैरीज ऑन इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो।
जी जी। ये बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा। मदर्स ही चाहती हैं कि वो डॉटर ऐसे ब्रॉट अप होए। मदर्स चाहती हैं कि डॉटर बर्डन है, वो शादी करके कहीं कहीं वो चला जाए तो बस बर्डन खत्म हो गया। वो ये नहीं देखती हैं कि हम उसको एडुकेट करें, वो हम बच्चे को फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट बने और उसको कॉन्फिडेंट बच्चा बनाए, चाहे वो लड़का हो चाहे वो लड़की हो। तो हम जब सब मिलके एक साथ काम करेंगे, घर पे भी एक साथ हमने बेड बनाया सोने के लिए, एक साथ हमने कपड़े रखे, एक साथ हमने कपड़े प्रेस करे, एक साथ हमने खाना बनाया, तो वो एक हैबिट हो जाती है। एक साथ हम प्रे कर रहे हैं चाहे, तो उससे हम हमेशा हम अच्छा पीसफुल एनवायरनमेंट वो करेंगे। और शांति हमेशा घर पे होनी चाहिए। हर चीज शांति से डिस्कस करनी है, कोई बड़ा छोटा करके नहीं। कोई कोई बच्चे देखते हैं कि फादर्स अपनी मदर्स पे हैंड रेस कर रहे हैं, तो वो बच्चे सोचते हैं कि हर एक वो घर स्कूल जाके ना वो अपने फ्रेंड्स के ऊपर हैंड रेस कर रहे होते हैं। एक स्कूल में मैं गई थी, वहाँ एक बच्चा था, वो ना बस एक चीज पकड़ के वो हर चीज को मारने लगता था। बाद में पता लगा कि उसके फादर मदर को हिट करते हैं, तो उसको लगता है कि ये कोई खेल है, तो वो भी ये करने लगा था ऐसे। तो ये सब चीजें ना करें, किसी पे भी हाथ ना उठाएं और गुस्सा किसी पे ना हो। वही हमारा सबसे बड़ा एनिमी बन जाता है लाइफ में। आप जितना गुस्सा करेंगे, जितना आप अपने अंदर ईगो रखेंगे, जितना आप ये समझेंगे कि दूसरा पर्सन ह्यूमन नहीं है, ये सबके लिए है, नारियों के लिए भी है। कोई कोई फीमेल्स भी बहुत अग्रेसिव होती हैं, वो अपने हस्बैंड्स पे हाथ उठाती हैं, ऐसे भी मैंने देखा है और सुना है। लेकिन आपको ये अग्रेसिवनेस कहीं ना कहीं छोड़ना पड़ता है। और राइट काइंड ऑफ बच्चे पैदा तभी करें जब आप रेडी हों एक 20 इयर्स का प्रोजेक्ट उठाने के लिए। नहीं तो आप किसी की लाइफ ही स्पॉइल कर रहे हैं मेरे हिसाब से।
बिल्कुल
अगर मैं
सही कहा
गलत
आपने
हूँ
मुन्ना
तो
जी।
क्षमा करिएगा, लेकिन मैं बस आपको अपने थॉट्स बता रही हूँ, ये नहीं कि मैं परफेक्ट हूँ।
नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने। इनफैक्ट ये बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है, और
हाँ
जब हम इस जिम्मेदारी के लिए तैयार हों तभी ये जिम्मेदारी हमें लेनी भी चाहिए, तभी
जी
आगे बढ़ना चाहिए।
जी। और
आई
हम
थिंक
राइट काइंड ऑफ एजुकेशन इम्पार्ट करें, जैसे बहुत ही जरूरी है कि हम सारी चीजों के बारे में एजुकेशन इम्पार्ट करें, फाइनेंस से लेके मैरिज से लेके लाइफ से लेके सेक्स से लेके हर चीज पर। तो क्या है, उसमें कोई गलत चीज नहीं करेगा, ये बहुत आवश्यक है। ये
एंड आई
किस
थिंक यू पॉइंटेड आउट वेरी करेक्टली, रेस्पेक्ट इज ऑल्सो की। अगर
हाँ,
एक दूसरे के लिए रिस्पेक्ट है।
रिस्पेक्ट इज द की। आप छोटे बच्चे को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते हैं घरों में, उनको लगता है ये तो छोटे हैं। नहीं, आप उनको अगर रिस्पेक्टफुली शुरू से चलाएंगे तो वो आगे जाके सबको रिस्पेक्टफुली चलाएंगे। आप उनको उतनी रिस्पेक्ट दीजिए। जैसे आपके घर में कोई टीनेजर बच्चा है, लोग क्या करते हैं, टीनेजर्स के फोन खोलना शुरू कर देते हैं, उनको एजुकेशन राइट उनसे बात नहीं करते, उनकी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते, उनके रूम में ऐसे ही घुस जाना। सारी चीजें आपको ना बहुत रिस्पेक्टफुली करनी पड़ती है हर एक के साथ। अगर आप शुरू से ही बचपन से वो रिस्पेक्ट दिखेंगे तो आप आगे चल के सबको रिस्पेक्ट करते रहेंगे। लेकिन अगर आप घर पे रॉन्ग रॉन्ग देख रहे हैं तो वो आपके कॉलेज में कैरी फॉरवर्ड होती है, वो आपके कॉर्पोरेट में कैरी फॉरवर्ड होती है, वो आपके आगे की जिंदगियों में कैरी फॉरवर्ड होती है।
Correct, ma'am. Correct. I think there is a question coming from Doleshwar also.
हाँ जी, he has raised hand.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
जी, good evening.
Yeah, ma'am. I have as it is an open session, I have a query.
जी,
I like when we go for any startup pitching and all. So, yeah, for getting the startup funding, what is the right way of putting valuations of the enterprise in front of investors? Like
yeah.
there is an exact fair value of the company, but the investors who are coming for the pitching and decking, they will definitely bring their valuation as 1x, 2x, and 3x. So how the what is the exact way of putting the things so that things can be go easier for the both the ways?
See, you can politely tell them that this is what we have. If firstly, always make your financial model and valuation through a professional. Don't try to do things yourself. Invest in a pitch deck, a financial model valuation, and a business plan. आप मार्केट में जा रहे हो, you are going to the market, you are buying a packet of chocolates. It's beautifully wrapped. You get attracted to it, you buy it. So, pitch deck, financial model valuation, and a business plan and an investor deck is packaging you beautifully so that you can present yourself to the investor and you are selling yourself to the IC committee through that document. Now, what happens is we are pitching to the MDs of the funds, but also behind them, there is an IC committee, there is a risk committee that sits and evaluates your document. If it is not done professionally, and if it is not presented professionally, then you have a backfall. That is the first thing. Second thing is don't box yourself in by putting your valuation in front of the investor first day only.
Okay.
When the investor asks you, you can politely say that this is what was done by a professional, and we are happy to understand what is your offer, and then we can bridge a gap and come up to a common page. What founders do is they box themselves in. My valuation is this. I want only this much. I want to dilute only this much. Now, if you are boxing yourself in, then you're not leaving any room for negotiation. So be flexible, and have a realistic thing for everything. Everybody wants to show 3x, 4x, 5x. But have you done the calculations realistically? How did you come to this? So that is very important.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Not an issue.
Thank you, everyone. Ms. Vandana, you can drop your mail ID if any further questions would be there.
Yeah,
They can share it to you. Thank you.
can connect with me on LinkedIn as well.
Yes, sure, you can share.
And thank you so much for everybody's patience. And thank you, Neelav ji, for attending it. I should be thanking all of you for attending the session on Sunday evening. So have a good day and have a restful Sunday night. And let's kickstart our Mondays very happily tomorrow. Bye, everybody, and have a good day.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Doleshwar. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Vandana, for your participation.